Hey guys, Peyton Snake back here again, and in this video I'm gonna be basically showing you my top 5 favorite horror films on Blu-ray, and I tried picking out the best 5 I could find, but apparently I just wanted to choose more than 5 apparently, but I finally found the ones I really liked on Blu-ray, and the ones I always think about a lot on Blu-ray. But anyway, let's start, shall we? Now the first one I have here is this double feature here, which includes the When a Stranger Calls, the original, and Happy Birthday to Me. The When a Stranger Calls, that's not the one I mainly want to talk about. What I mainly want to talk about is Happy Birthday to Me, which it's a slasher film, but it's a very good, very good slasher film, and my mom loves it too. And what it's mainly about is it's about this girl, what's her name, Virginia Wainwright. Apparently, her birthday's coming up. And I think it basically takes place in this college. I hadn't seen this in a while, so I really can't remember exactly. But it's just basically about her parents were in this like mysterious car accident, and she was in the accident too, but and her memory was lost, but she survived it. And basically, there's like a killer on the loose, just basically killing people one by one, and they're thinking, and they're saying that it's Virginia basically killing her friends, and she's saying that she didn't do it, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I really don't want to spoil the movie, because there is a very good ending in it. It's got a good fucking twist in it, and I really don't want to spoil it then. But it is good. Alright, so the next one I got, and no one even knows this movie at all, which is Near Death. And now this movie was one of my most favorite. This is probably one of my most favorites in my Blu-ray collection, because this is a rare one and hard to find, and I can't believe that it's just a miracle that this actually came out to Blu-ray. I did not even think it would actually come out to Blu-ray. And like I said, no one knows anything about this movie. I wish they did. I wish they got this. But it seems like no one knows anything about it. And I looked at, and I do watch a lot of people's DVD and Blu-ray collections for horror, because my favorite genre is horror. So if you watch my updates, you could tell I buy a lot of horror films. And all those collecting videos I watch, not one video at all has this in their collection, not one. And I asked what movie won, if he has this movie, because I want to know if he had it or if he's seen it, and I wanted to know his opinions. He says he doesn't know, he didn't know, but he said he's going to try to find it. I don't know if he found it or what. But I did ask Holder as well. He never responded back to me, so I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. I don't think he did. But and I remember watching this when I was like 7. So my mom bought it at Walmart, and I always watched it all the time. It messed up, but 8 years later I got just about 8 years later I got it back. And And you know, this is probably like the only movie that I could think of that's probably been about almost a decade since I've seen it. And because I could not remember exactly what happened. Now I do. But what it's basically about is, it's basically about, well, there was this, like, director called, his name was Willy von Braun. He was a director in this horror film called Near Death. And, but he died because I think he fell off a cliff and committed suicide, basically. And, there's these, like, ghost hunters who go into this, like, into this mansion where Willy von Braun lived in when he died. And they're basically trying to find ghosts. And what they don't know is that, because there's like four people, four people living in the house, and they're not normal people. They're cannibals. Like because these four actors like died in the 1800s, and they came back to life by, I think, by some kind of spell, and basically they're cannibals, basically, and they eat people, and the thing is, they can't leave that mansion, because, like, if they leave the mansion, they're gonna die. So basically, their mansion is a safe home. So they basically, they did hire this guy named Marty, who basically, he collects the women, or, well, it doesn't have to be women, it could be men as well, but he basically takes them, brings them to them, and then they kill the people, and they eat them up, and for giving the cannibals the bodies, they give them like these like weird coins or something. Like basically, I think they were like in the World War II or one. I can't remember. I have to watch. This is something I have to watch again, but really enjoy it. And this is something that people needs to definitely really need to check out, because it's my all-time favorite horror film, and I just really love it. I really do. It's awesome. Alright, so the next one I got was Wrong Turn 6: Last Resort on Blu-ray. So I'm starting to think this is like one of my DVD and Blu-ray updates, and it's really not. It's just me talking about my horror films, favorite ones on Blu-ray. Alright, so you guys, I told you about the story about what happened with this. Now, you know it's been banned, so definitely it is going to be very, very impossible to find. Unless if you're lucky, you can go to Movie Stop, because they have them. They'll have them basically, obviously used, not new. Or, I mean, if you're even luckier, you could probably find one at a pawn shop or a yard sale, or even in a thrift store. But if you guys don't know the story of what happened with this, I'll explain again. Basically what happened, because the reason this was banned was because, like, they filmed it in Ireland, right? And basically there was this, like, 71-year-old woman who went, it was a woman who went missing, and they found her body, I think, a week later, and it turns out what this director did was, instead of using a mannequin, they used a real body for this movie. That's why it got banned. And see, when I heard it was out of print, I got pissed, because I really wanted to see this. I was looking forward to seeing it, and I'm like, I'm never gonna see it now, never. But until I got it on my birthday. I found it at movie stop, and I watched it, and I really kind of love this one as well. Okay, all right, the first one I liked. The second one I really liked. I did not really care for the third one that much. The fourth one was actually pretty decent. That was actually pretty good. The fifth one was good, and this was good. Like all right, all of them were good except for the third one. But the weird thing is, like, the sex scenes in this movie, like, it's so very, very fucking vulgar. Like it's just something, like, I never even, like, when I first saw this movie, I saw the sex scenes, what they had in it, because Coulter said, like, they had, like, some shocking sex scenes, and, like, basically, like, what's it called, like, basically, like, disturbing shit on this. I saw it, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, it was just so, like, shocking, like, because, like, not that I liked it, but the reason I got shocked, it wasn't because I liked it. I mean, it was just, it was just that, me watching horror films, like, for, like, forever, basically, since I was probably, like, 2. Like, I never seen any movie that had sex scenes like that so fucking bad. Okay, so, but anyway. But I will spoil one death scene in it. I might as well, because it's banned, so. But there was this good death scene in it where, the cannibals, they, like, take this guy, and they take, like, a hose and stick it up his ass. And it's like, and his whole fucking stomach, like, blows up, like, blood splatter everywhere. I thought that was, like, well done, made. Like, that scene was well done good. Alright, but basically in this one, it was basically about, these group of friends who, they go to this, like, weird spa, and I think they're basically on a vacation there, and the cannibals are living, like, in the spa as well, or this kind of hotel, and things are just basically going really wrong. And it's just the normal thing that Wrong Turn would have. Like, in the ending, it's just like the movie still has to continue. Like, there's never a fucking ending in this. Like, it's, and I know I'm spoiling it, but it's basically the only people that's always winning the battle, and they did win the battle in this again, is the cannibals. They, like, that's just kind of weird. I mean, man, I really liked it, though. I really did. But I just wish they didn't have to ban it, though. But, you know, and that in the Wikipedia said that they are, or I don't know if they will or is now, that because this is banned, and now not many people are going to be able to see it, except for the people who has it. But I don't know if they're going to still do it or not, but a Wrong Turn 7, but I don't know, so we'll just have to see. But if you know what I mean, because I really don't, I really doubt that they are, now that this has been banned. I don't know. Alright, but anyway, the next one I got is The Collection. Now, this movie I watch a lot. Because this is like one of my most favorite movies. Now, this is actually a sequel to the movie called The Collector, which and I really like this one because, like, it had some good music, and the theme song, like, after the movie, you know that song, like, dun 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 dun, you know that, like, it was just I don't know, it just had some good music to this motherfucker. It really did. And this is from the creators of, or from the twisted writers of Saw 4, 5, 6, and 7. But the first one is basically about this guy wearing a Mexican wrestling mask who is basically, he collects dead bodies, and he has all these traps, and the traps are very good. And this one guy named Arkin, him and his wife, or Arkin is played by Josh Stewart. Yeah, Josh Stewart. And yeah, so him and his wife are having, her girlfriend is having like money problems, and his plan was to go back to the house, to these rich people's house, because he was earlier in the film, in the first film, he was working on some like building shit on their house, and he went back to the house and he was gonna try to steal money from their safe, and he had to do it, I think, by 12 o'clock. And while he's in the middle of doing that, he hears things, and it turns out there's this guy with this Mexican mask killing people. And there was good music in that too. I mean, I love them both. I mean, both of them were 5 stars. Alright, but this one was kind of basically continuing to the first film. And like what this one's basically about, it's basically about this girl named Elena, who's played by Emma Fitzpatrick, who and the guy Arkin's in this one too. And by the way, her friends wanted her Elena to go into this like underground party, and there's the collector on top, and he's got this trap in this party, and there was some good traps in this one as well, and it's that scene, like, you know, with the blades and shit, and it really kind of reminds me of like Ghost Ship, like, you know, in the first few minutes of the film, it, like with the lines and shit, it was great, but then the rest was like, nah. But I mean, no. The rest of this movie was not a nah. It was all good, actually. But it's basically like everyone in there survives in the party except for the girl. I mean, I'm saying it backwards. Everyone in the party dies except for Elena. She's like the only survivor, basically, and she gets kidnapped by the collector, and Arkin goes to the cops, basically, and he tells them what they need to know, and to watch out, because this guy will rip your fucking balls off. That's what he'll do. And they go into his house, his hideout, where he lives. And his hideout was basically this abandoned or broken down like hotel. And the good thing is, like, what they had in this one, like, the collector makes zombies now. He makes dead people come back to life, and that I thought was very good and very well done, made. Yeah, this one was very good though. And the top 5th favorite Blu-ray horror film is the original Black Christmas, which and I did see the remake, and the remake was okay, but this one was like a lot better. It really was. It was just it was basically about now the remake is sort of, well, it's somewhat a what do you call it? Like a different film. It's like, it's a loose remake. That's the word I'm looking for. Loose. It's half blues, basically. Because, like, this one, it's just basically about... Takes place in a sorority house, right? And the same thing with the remake. Takes place at a sorority house, too. And this one has, like... There's, like, this guy who keeps making... The psychotic intruder... is making, like, obscene phone calls. And same thing, like, in the remake. Except the remake, there's not okay, the remake didn't have anything to do with a psychotic intruder breaking in. It was just basically, well, I mean, it kind of did in a way, but the remake was just basically about this boy. I think his name was Billy, and he's always getting abused by his parents, and kills his parents, and he made Christmas cookies out of their skin. Which that's the kind of that part I kind of liked, because I thought that scene was well in the remake. And he gets sent into the sanitarium, and he ends up escaping, and he goes back to the house where he lived in his childhood, and the house that he lived in his childhood was the sorority house. And he started to kill people one by one in the sorority house. And I think in that one he had a partner too. I don't remember. But this one was just basically about it takes place at a sorority house, and there's a psychotic intruder who breaks into the sorority house, and he makes like obscene phone calls, and there ends up being like and the intruder, he kills like one of the girls, and all the girls are they're just like, where is she, and they can't find her anywhere. They report her missing, and the cops are they're basically trying to do everything they're trying to trace the call and shit, and they're trying to do everything they can to find this intruder and try and find out where the calls are coming from, basically. So this was basically sort of like a When a Stranger Calls film, but yeah, but this is a very good movie, and I really do enjoy it. But the remake wasn't bad. I mean, it was alright and everything, but I don't know, it was okay. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. These were my top 5 favorite Blu-ray horror films. And like I always say, if you like my videos, give them a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later.